Here we go. Page 2. Use the diagram to the right to name the definition or the postulate that is going to go ahead and justify each one of these statements here. So they're saying FK. Where is FK? All right. FK plus, here, we'll do this. FK plus KJ equals FJ. All right. So FK is a segment. KJ is a segment. We are taking those two segments and we are adding them together to make a big segment. All right, this is the segment addition postulate. The segment addition postulate. I'm going to abbreviate quite a few times on here. So just kind of bear with me. That'll be postulate. All right. Now, for this thing to work, J, K, and F all have to be collinear. All right. K has to be between J and F. But if all that holds true, then we say JK plus KF equals JF. All right. Now, the next one, angle 1 plus angle 2. So I see angle 1 right here. I see angle 2 right here. We are adding angles together. They equal 180 degrees. Now, this one, there's a few things that we could say about this. What are they doing? They are adding angles together. This is the angle addition postulate that they are using. However, more specifically, angle 1 and angle 2 are what we call a linear pair. All right, and this is probably the one that's the better answer. This is a linear pair. Remember, a linear pair are two adjacent angles that are supplementary. All right, supplementary meaning they add it to 180 degrees. All right, now, next one says if angle 3 is congruent to angle 4. So I'm going to draw some congruent marks on here. Angle 3 is congruent to angle 4. Then GK bisects FGJ. All right, so FGJ is this whole angle here. Remember, when we name angles, that middle letter is the important one. That has to be the vertex. So if they are congruent, then GK bisects it. This, I'm going to go with, this is the definition of an angle bisector. Angle bisector. All right. Next one. If K is the midpoint, all right, K is the midpoint of JF, then JK equals half of JF. So let's look up top here. Basically, what they're saying is, I don't know how long this thing is. Let's say this has a length of 10. All right. I don't know. I'm just making up a number. So this is 10. What they're saying is K is the midpoint. Now, we know midpoints cut stuff perfectly in half. So this tells us JK has a length of 5 and KF also has a length of 5. All right. Now, what this says is this is JK, all right, is half of the whole thing. Which that should make sense. JF is 10. JK is just half of 10, being 5. This is the midpoint theorem. Midpoint theorem. This is not the definition of the midpoint. This is the midpoint theorem. All right. The midpoint is just, it makes two congruent segments. The midpoint theorem is one of those segments. It's just half of the whole thing. All right. 14. If GK bisects this big angle, right, then angle 4 is half of the whole thing. This is the same exact idea as number 13, but this is the bisector theorem. I'm going to abbreviate that. All right, so bisectors cut stuff in half. All right, so they're saying if GK is that bisector, then it's cutting that big angle in half, right, into two other angles that are half of its size. All right, now 14, these next ones here, word problems. Now, anytime you see an angle, anytime you see the phrase an angle, that is an X. right? So, side note, if I have this picture and this is X, all right, this is an angle, right? I don't know what that is. Maybe that's a 30-degree angle. Maybe it's 25. I don't know. I don't really care, right? But what I can say is the other angle is 180 degrees minus X, right? If this is a 20-degree angle, then the one over here is just 180 minus 20. All right. This side, this 180 minus X, this is what we say is the supplement of an angle. Similarly, I could get a 90-degree angle, and I get two angles that add up to 90 degrees. If this one is X, this one is 90 minus X. All right. This is what we call the complement. The complement of an angle. All right. So keeping those in mind, we're going to be using those two kind of ideas, those expressions a lot in this one. All right. So I see 4 times. All right. So 4 times. That is just going to be 4 and then a parenthesis. 4 times what? What are we multiplying? Oh, we're multiplying the angle. So 4 times an angle. Anytime you see the word is in a word problem, that's going to be your equal sign. All right. 11 times I see an 11 with a parenthesis. Okay, what are we multiplying? We are multiplying the complement. What is the complement? The complement is 90 minus X. And then I'm going to close up that parenthesis. All right. And there you have it. This thing right here is our equation. All right. We can say 4 times X is equal to 11 times 90 minus X. All right. So now, standard solving from here, we're not even doing geometry anymore. This right here, well, this thing is an algebra problem. All right, so how do we solve this? We're just gonna do what we always do. 4x equals, oh, that is gonna be 990, all right, minus x. I'm gonna add the x over, and then I'm running out of room, so we're gonna go up here. We're gonna say 5x. 5x equals 990. I don't have a clue what that is. X equals, I could probably figure it out, but we don't. I don't want to do that. 990 divided by x. You guys can always skip forward in the video anyways. That's 198. 4 times an angle. 11 times its complement. 198. So we have a 198-degree angle. That's not good. Did I do something wrong? I don't think I did. Well, this is a bad problem. I don't think I made a mistake. Yes, I did. Oh my God, guys, I made a mistake. I'm not restarting the video. You're just going to have to watch me fix this. That's an 11x. I forgot to distribute. All right, there we go. All right, so with that in mind, we got 15x equals 990. There you go. That seems more reasonable. Let's see what we got here. 990 divided by 15 now. That should give me something I want. Ah, much better. 66. All right. So complementary angles are 90 degrees, right? We now know that one of these angles is 66 degrees. All right. If this is a 66-degree angle, what does the other one have to be? We have to get to 90 degrees, right? So this one just has to be 22. Right, so this is 22. 80. No, how about 24? I'm going too fast here. This is a 24-degree angle. They want to find the measure of the larger angle. Well, obviously 66 is bigger than 24. All right, that was rough. I need some redemption here. The supplement of an angle. All right, so the supplement of an angle, that is 180 minus x, right, is, that's an equal sign, 20 less than. All right, so 20 less than, that means I'm going to have to subtract 20 off of this at the end. Whatever I have to subtract 20 off. So I'm going to put that minus 20 kind of further on the right side. And then we have 3 times, so 3 times what? 3 times the complement, all right? The complement, that is 90 minus x. All right, and that's what our equation will look like. So let's see if I can do this one correct on the first try. 180 minus x equals 270 minus 3x, all right, don't forget to distribute, minus 20. All right, let's see here. I'm gonna start moving some stuff around. So I'm gonna say 180 equals 250 minus 2x. And then I'm going to 250 minus 180, that's 151. That should give us 70. All right, so we're going to have negative 70 equals negative 2x. Therefore, x equals 35. All right, so we're not done. Find the angle, its complement, and its supplement. All right, so if we draw this picture out, here is the 35-degree angle. All right, what is the supplement? The supplement is 180 minus 35, which gives us 145. All right, the complement, if we have our 35-degree angle, the complement has to get us to 90. Oh, so what is that going to be? 90 minus 35 is 55, I believe. All right, so here is the supplement. Here is the complement. And here is just the angle that we started with. All right. So there we go. I got 2 more here. If 1 and 2 are supplementary, angle 1 and angle 2 are supplementary, find the value of x, the measure of angle 1, the measure of angle 2, if angle 1 equals x squared minus 6 and x squared angle 2 equals 5x minus 18. All right, supplementary, what does that mean? That means angle 1 plus angle 2 equals 180 degrees. All right, that's what supplementary means. Now, we know angle 1 is x squared minus 6. So instead of saying angle 1, I can substitute in and say x squared minus 6, all right, plus angle 2, but I know that angle 2 is 5x minus 18. That is going to equal 180 degrees. That's what our setup looks like here. The hardest part about geometry is making the equations. Like in your algebra class, we just give you equations when we tell you to go. But in geometry, we make you come up with those equations and then solve them. All right. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to combine some like terms. I'm going to have minus, what is that? Minus 24 equals 180. All right. So on a problem like this, I notice I have an x squared term. I have an x term, and then I just have numbers. This is a factoring problem, right? So anytime you factor, you want to get everything on one side, right? So I'm going to call this negative 204. I am subtracting the 180 on both sides, and now it equals 0. All right, so how do we factor this? This is a trinomial. I don't see any common factors, so we can't factor anything out to begin with. So we're just going to go straight for this, double parenthesis kind of setup here. Now, we want two numbers that multiply to 204, that when we add them together, give us a 5. Now, I don't really know what that is off the top of my head. 204 is kind of a big number, so I'm going to list out all the factors here, and there might be a lot. 204 is a big number, so we're going to see. We have 1 times 204, 2 times 102, 3 times something. Giving up. 204 over 3, that's 68. 4, that's going to be 51. 5 doesn't work, but I know 6 works because 2 and 3 both work. So that is going to be 6 and 34. I don't think 7 works. I don't know. 8 does not work. Maybe 9 works. 10 doesn't work. 11. I bet 12 works. 12 and 17. All right. Well, hey, look at this pair. That pair's 5 away from each other. All right. Which is what we want, right? We want two factors that are 5 away from one another. So we have 12. We have a 17. All right. That's a positive 5. That means we need a positive 17 and a negative 12. So x minus 12 equals 0. X plus 17 equals 0. Therefore, x equals 12. And x equals negative 17. All right. Now, still not done, right? They want to find the values of angle 1 and angle 2. But what we need to do is we have to plug in both of these answers, right? Anytime we get two answers, that's kind of a red flag. We should double check to see if they work. So look at angle 2 here. Angle 2 equals 5 times x minus 18. Well, if I take x and I plug in that negative 17 here, right, I'm going to have 5 times negative 17 minus 18 more. That is a negative number. All right. We don't have negative angles in this class. So that negative 17, x equals negative 17, that's no good. All right. So that one is what we call extraneous. So we're going to eliminate that one. All right. But we should still check the 12. It doesn't automatically mean the 12 is the correct one or the right one. So I'm going to say angle 1 equals, we have 12 squared minus 6. And that gives us 138. We could say angle 2 is equal to 5 times 12 minus 18. All right. 5 times 12 is 60. That's 42. All right. So, hey, both of those are positive angles. And we know that angle 1 and 2 are supplementary. Look at this. 138 plus 42. You add those together, that gives us 180. Right? And that one's done. All right. So we found x, angle 1, and angle 2. All right, last one here. Angle 1 and angle 2, we need to find angle 3. All right. Angle 1 and 2, linear pair, supplementary. So 3x minus 15 plus angle 2, which is 6x plus 24. That equals 180. All right, so nothing groundbreaking here, just standard solving, 9x. I think that's going to give us 9 plus 9 equals 180. I'm going to divide everything by a 9 here. I'm going to say x plus 1 equals 20. Therefore, x equals 19. All right. Well, angle 1 and angle 3, that looks bad. Let me try that again. Vertical angles. Angle 1 is congruent to angle 3. So we know angle 1 equals 3 times 19 minus 15. All right. That equals something. I'll include what that is. 3 times 19 minus 15. That's 42. So what that means is angle 3 also equals 42 because they are congruent. Why are they congruent? Because these are vertical angles. And that one's done, and page 2 is done. We'll see you guys at page 3, but that might not be till tomorrow because it's almost time to go home.